Wednesday. Today we had vice ed. So the first thing I did when I got outside was sneak off to the basketball court to see if the chief was still there. And sure enough, it was. The piece of cheese has been sitting on the court since last spring. I guess it must have dropped out of someone's sandwich or something. After a couple of days, the cheese started getting all mottly and nasty. Nobody would play basketball on the court where the cheese was, even though that was the only court that had a hoop with a net. Then one day, this kid named Darren Wash touched the cheese with his finger, and that's what started this thing called cheese touch. It's basically like the cuties. If you get the cheese touch, you're stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. The only way to protect yourself from the cheese touch is to cross your finger, but it's not that easy remembering to keep your fingers crossed over moments of the day. I ended up tapping mine together so they'd stay crossed all the time. I got a D in handwriting, but it was totally worth it. This one kid named Abe Holt got the cheese touch in April, and nobody would even come near him from the rest of the year. This summer, Abe moved away to California and took the cheese touch with him. I just hope someone doesn't start the cheese touch up again, because I don't need that kind of stress in my life anymore. Thursday. I'm having a seriously hard time getting used to the fact that summer is over, and I have to get out of bed every morning to go to school. My summer did not exactly get off to a great start, thanks to my older brother Roderick. A couple of days into summer vacation, Roderick woke me up in the middle of the night. He told me I slept through the whole summer, but luckily I woke up just in time for the first day of school. You might think I'm pretty dumb for falling for that one, but Roderick was dressed up into school clothes and he set my alarm clock ahead to make it look like it was the morning. Plus, he closed my curtain so I couldn't see that it was still dark. After Roderick woke me up, I just got dressed and went downstairs to make myself some breakfast, like I do every morning on a school day. But I guess I must have made a pretty big racket, because the next thing I knew, Dad was downstairs yelling at me for eating Cheerios at 3 in the morning. It took me a minute to figure out what the heck was going on. After I did, I told Dad that Roderick had played a trick on me, and he was the one should be getting yelled at. Dad talked down to the basement to chew Roderick out, and I tagged along. I couldn't wait to see Roderick get what was coming to him. But Roderick covered up his track pretty good, and to this day, I'm sure Dad thinks I've got a screw loose or something. Friday. Today at school, we got assigned to reading groups. They don't come right out and tell you if you're in the gift group or the easy group, but you can figure it out right away from looking at the covers of the book they hand out. I was pretty disappointed to find out I got put in the gift group, because that just means a lot of extra work. When they did the screening at the end of the last year, I did my best to make sure I got put in the easy group this year. Mom is real tight with our principal, so she stepped in and made sure I got put in the gift group again. Mom is always saying I'm a smart kid, but that I just don't. At exactly myself. But if there's one thing I learned that's from Roderick, it's to set people expectation real low so you end up surprising them by particularly doing nothing at all. Actually, I'm kind of glad my plan to get put in the easy group didn't work. I saw a couple of the Binks say school kids holding their books upside down, and I don't think they were joking. Saturday. Well, the first week of school is finally over, so today I slept in. Most kids wake up early on Saturday to watch cartoons or whatever, but not me. The only reason I get out of bed at all on weekend is because eventually I can't stand the taste of my own breaths anymore. Unfortunately, Dad wakes up at 6 in the morning to matter what day of the week is, and he is real considerate of the fact that I am trying to enjoy my Saturday like a normal person. I didn't have anything to do today, so I just head up to Riley's house. Riley is technically my best friend, but that is definitely subject to change. I've been avoiding Rowley since the first day of school when he did something that really annoyed me. We are getting our stuffs from our lockers at the end of the day, and Rowley came up to me and said, "Want to come to my house to play?" I have told Riley at least a billionth time that now that we're in middle school, you're supposed to say many noogies I give him. He always forgets the next time. I've been trying to be a lot more careful about my image ever since I got to middle school, but having Riley around is definitely not helping. I met Riley a few years ago when he moved into my neighbor. His mom bought him this book called How to Make Friends in New Places, and he came to me house trying all these stuff get mixed. I guess I kind of felt sorry for Rowley, and I decided to take him under my wings. It's got great having him around, mostly because I get to use all the tricks Roger pulled me on me. Monday. You know how I said I play all sorts of pranks on Rowley? Well, I have a little brother named Manny, and I could never get away with pulling any of that stuff on him. Mom and Dad protect Manny like he's a prince or something, and he never gets in trouble even if he really deserves it. Yesterday, Manny drew a self-portrait on my bedroom door in permanent marker. I thought Mom and Dad were really going to let me have it. But as usual, I was wrong. But the thing that bugs me that most about Manny is the nickname he was for me. When he was a baby, he couldn't pronounce brother, so he started calling me Bobby. And he still calls me that now, even though I keep trying to get Mom and Dad to make him stop. Luckily, none of my friends have found out yet, but believe me or not, I have had some really close calls. Mom makes me help Manny get ready for school in the morning. After I make Manny his breakfast, he carries his cereal bowl into the family room and sits on his plastic potty. And when it's time for him to go to daycare, he gets up and dumps whatever he didn't eat right in the toilet. Mom is always getting on me about no finishing my breakfast, but if she had to scrape cornflakes out of the bottom of the plastic potty every morning, she wouldn't have much of an appetite either.